live
Okay,
everywhere.
we are live now. What did you
Okay.
say, Miss Shelley Negelow? You said you want to do a live show when?
Anytime, anywhere.
Right on. Hey, welcome everybody to the FaceTime Live. And I have Miss Shelley Negelow here today. I guess it's good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to a whole bunch of people from all over the world. So today, Shelley and I picked the subject of how you can have more love and joy in your life. And Shelley and I were talking earlier, and she is just a wealth of information. And she knows how to help somebody get out of a slump and come back up, which I was in this morning for a little bit. And anyhow, so I'm going to let Shelley talk about this subject, love and joy in your life. So how can we get it to where, that's the biggest part of our lives, right? So,
Oh, it sure is, Doris. It's a very important topic,
mhm,
and thanks again for having me. I just love doing these shows with you.
thank you.
And love and joy. The thing that I have talked about numerous times now is that we're already hardwired to experience love and joy in our lives. It's our natural state of being human. And
Mhm.
most of us don't think so. We think we have to go do something in order to have love and joy. No, we're actually naturally love and joy. Now, to fully experience it is to express it fully in the world, however you do that. To live with your passion, to express your love, not hold it back. And how many of us live with expressing our love fully? How many of us really express the love to others in our day to day lives, in our businesses, in our home life,
Mhm.
to their
Yeah.
family and friends? How often do you acknowledge the other person that is right there in front of you and tell them how much you appreciate them? Because I've worked with many women for over 30 years now throughout the United States, and I have found that women, when they're not happy, they usually have not fully expressed that love and joy with another human being. That they've spent their day or their lives holding that feeling or that experience back. Sometimes they're angry with a mate. You and I, Doris, were talking about being angry with our husbands at times for
Yeah.
something usually pretty silly. So if we don't stop ourselves from that reaction or that response and tell them how much we appreciate them and clear up whatever it is that has to be said, then we can hold on to it forever and ever and ever, and it just builds up and builds up. And most of
That's
it to build things up rather than letting them go. I teach
right.
a step in the Power of Women seminar that I developed over 30 years ago, and I train women throughout the United States. I train women to let go of those reactions, which
Mhm.
Doris were talking about. It's a physical reaction, a mental reaction. You think about things in a certain way, and it kind of gets into a loop of thinking. And also, there's an emotional reaction. So, there's a whole human reaction internally that happens when we're upset about something. And it
Yeah.
looks like it's the current circumstance. And there certainly may be something about the current circumstance that gets us upset. But if you really look at that reaction, something that seems to occur in your life, it has happened many times over and over again throughout your time.
Mhm.
And what you can actually do is rather than tracing all of that history, because that is very arduous and really doesn't get you anywhere, and most of us tend to try to think things through and try to understand how come we are the way we are.
Yeah.
Instead of that, you actually can go to the source of how we hold on to it, and it's physical, mental, and emotional again. For instance, when you had a reaction earlier with someone you had been speaking with, if you had noticed there was a reaction in your body. Perhaps there was a tightness in your heart. Perhaps your jaw locked. Perhaps your neck got rigid. Perhaps you had a strong feeling in your gut and it tightened up.
Yeah.
And you can actually release those reactions and the emotional component and also the thinking all in one experience and put in the feeling of the love and the joy because you have to replace it with something. Put
Right.
in that peaceful experience inside and then get on with living your life. Because then eventually the neurology changes and you don't wind up reacting like you used to any longer. Now, are you gonna? We're still gonna be human beings. We're still going to have a reaction to, whatever we have a reaction to. But you'll find that you're much steadier from the inside out, which is what most of us want. We want to experience peace. We want to have more expression of our love and our joy.
Yeah.
But if you're always trying to control the outcome, if you're always reacting to something that you had stored up from whatever your lifetime history has been, then it's very, very difficult to get to that experience and expression of love and joy.
Mm-hmm.
It's also okay to be angry. Most of us think it's not okay to be angry. Sometimes our anger is an expression of our love. If we're not passionate of having a relationship with someone, if we don't have that anger, sometimes it comes out that way. But you
Yeah.
can release it rapidly. You don't have to hold on to it and keep going on and on and on and on about it. Makes a big difference in the quality of life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
You know that yourself when you say to yourself, "Hey, I'm not going to hold on to that. It's not how I
Yeah.
want to live my life." But there is actually more work to be done so that automatic reaction of whatever we hold on to, because we all store and hold on to whatever we do because we're human, we can let those things go and have much greater feeling of being free and open and alive to live fully and express our love with ease.
Yeah. So give me some examples of how you would let that go.
Okay, so I'm going to do a very simple. Can we do a simple exercise on the air today? Would
Okay.
you be willing to do that?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate now. This is going to be a very simplified version of something that I do in Power of Woman, also privately in one-on-one sessions, and also in the Advanced Power of Woman seminar. Okay, so Doris, choose an issue or an incident that has happened recently that you still have some upset about, even if it's a little bit. And choose something and just tell me when you have that issue or incident. And everyone who is watching can choose something for themselves that has gotten in their way. And pick something that's simple. Don't pick the big deal of your life. Pick something that's going to be easy enough and that you are actually ready to release. That's very, very important. It must be ready to be released. And you choose that.
So am I telling you what that is?
Well, here's what you can do. You can tell me that I had an issue with this person, don't say their name, and I got angry at something that he or she said. Or I got very upset and I'm still sad about it. You don't have to tell me the details. Just keep it very simple, a sentence or two. Because most of us, what we do is we start to get involved in the story. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. And it turns into a whole big dramatic thing that keeps it in its place. What we're doing is we're learning how to release something very, very, very simply and with great ease. So, do you have something that you're ready to let go of?
Uh, I'm trying to think. Um,
You still need to work with the situation from this morning.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
like
All
yeah,
right.
sure.
So you had an issue with someone that you had a conversation with, and you got upset. It made you angry or sad or frustrated or what?
Um it made me frustrated
It
because
is frustrating.
what I'm thinking that what I'm doing is, yeah, I'm frustrated because I'm thinking that the things that I'm doing right now with my business, with you know, whatever, is really not the path that I should be going through. I should be doing something else, but I don't know what the something else is because I didn't get an answer on that. But um,
All right.
not wasting my
So
time
now,
or whatever.
here's what I'm going to say to you. When you're doing something to let it go, and this again goes for the entire group of women that are listening in right now or looking at the video,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the best thing to do is to keep it very simple and to the point. Now, this person said something, I got upset, and I'm still angry about it, or I'm still sad about it, or I'm still frustrated about it, or I'm all of the above. You keep it very simple without telling a long story because you'll get stuck in the story. You can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got frustrated about it. All right. Now, how does it make you feel? How does that situation make you feel?
Sad.
Sad?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel not good enough in some way or that you did something wrong?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Not good enough. And I'm just not doing enough, I guess, or
Right.
the big thing and not enough, right?
Right.
Don't we talk
Exactly.
about that all the time? We just
Yes.
think we're not enough.
Not enough. And a lot of people think that. A lot of people think that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, next step, Doris, is to close your eyes. Now, taking some breaths and slow yourself down. And you take breaths by simply breathing very deeply. I prefer if you breathe through your mouth, but if some women can't do that, breathe through your nose, but through your mouth brings in a little bit more oxygen into the body. Simply that, not based on any technique. So, very deep inhale and relaxing your exhale like a sigh, very slowly. And start to calm your body and your thinking, your physical experience. Start to calm it and slow it down. Very good. And take another couple of deep breaths.
Mm.
And as you are breathing, start to bring up the issue and keep your breath going as you're working with yourself. And not to me when you have that issue in your vision or in your thinking, the one that's been you upset. Got it. Okay, good. So now, next step, Doris, is as you are breathing, and make sure to continue your breath, very important part of it, is to start to scan your body. Where are you feeling the reaction to that issue that made you feel frustrated, some sadness, perhaps not feeling good enough? And where do you feel the reaction in your body? Put your hand there so you can be aware of the reaction.
Mm.
Yes, strong, yes. Now take some breaths again and see if you can feel another reaction. There may or may not be one, but breathe again and keep going and seeing if you feel perhaps your jaw is tight or maybe your shoulders are locked. Sometimes women feel tension in their head or their neck. Some women feel tension in their gut, in their belly, and put your hand there if you feel another reaction. And nod, you do, because I can't see that. You're moving your hand. Okay, got it. All right, normally we would do it one more time, but for the time's sake, here's what I want you to do. Breathe into those places in the body where you have felt the reaction to this issue. Start to breathe the feeling of it out of your body. Let it go on purpose. Tell yourselves, tell your body, it's time to let it go and breathe it out of the body purposefully and release it out of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me when you're there. Just kind of let go of the tension. You're there now.
Mm-hmm.
Now put in love or joy or both or some peacefulness, not having to do it all with that situation or issue. When you
Letting go.
there you go.
Yeah.
How's it feel now?
Good.
Lighter.
Yeah, like I mean, that this was good. I think I'm not like I say, I try not to hold on to things, but like you were talking earlier that it wasn't necessarily about that situation; it was further back, right?
Right. Based on something else in the past.
Yeah.
And what happens with the advanced work that I do is I train women to release those old perceptions, those old reactions that we still hold on to that really get in our way.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all have these, what I call overlays of our lives. Our overlay, our view of how we are looking at things based
Mm-hmm.
on whatever our history has been. And as you release those reactions or those old ways of operating that get in your way, what you have is you without all of that history in the way,
Yeah.
or what I call the barnacles on the ship are cleared off. And now you're freed up to express yourself fully in your life with
Mm-hmm.
nothing else back. It's a very different quality of life, but it has to be experienced from the inside out.
Right. That's awesome.
Does it feel lighter now? A little bit lighter.
Yeah, it does.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. And it isn't a hypnotic thing. It's simply learning how to release. And what happens is that the neurology over time will actually change. And those things that you were putting up with aren't there to react to any longer. And
Mm-hmm.
things that will come your way that might have been upsetting in the past, you'll say, oh, isn't that interesting? It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me at all anymore. Because
Mm.
I work with, of course, women all over the country. And one of the women that I've worked with recently had a lot of deep issue with her sisters. So every time she got around them or they called her, it was for something specific, and she would always get upset and sad and not feel like she was treated with respect and honored in any way. And I did some very deep work with her. I do some very deep emotional releasing work with people privately. And as a result, she no longer has those reactions with her sisters.
Nice.
You can just appreciate them for who they
Yeah.
are. So
Yeah.
you can shift the quality of a relationship just out of how you are being.
Mm-hmm.
How
Mm-hmm.
can that impact everything in our lives and so many people that you
Yeah.
interact with day to day? What an incredible thing. Your business opens up more, your personal life, the intimacy in your relationship becomes much deeper, and the quality of life is so that's what I'm talking about. The quality of life with experience and expressing more love and joy for yourself and with others.
That's awesome.
It sounds
Lots
like
of great stuff.
it takes a little experience, it takes a little bit of practice, but
Yeah,
certainly can be done. There's no issue about that at all.
yeah,
We're still going to have our human experience, but we'll feel a whole lot lighter inside
that's
and we'll
awesome.
have much greater results and
Hmm.
much more fun and with much greater ease.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that it's was really interesting for sure. Um, yeah, and I can see it working in all kinds of different ways for different people for different issues that they have.
Oh, very.
Wow, like this could be so huge for people to understand how to do this and let go of things and know how to, you know, let it go instead of
Absolutely.
keeping it in and holding on to it, right? And then all of a sudden you blow up because you got too much there, right?
Well, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And then we don't enjoy the quality of life. Life goes by very rapidly, and we didn't notice that we weren't happy in the middle of it all. Why
Hmm.
would we do that to ourselves?
Yeah.
It takes a really strong commitment to say, no, that's not how I'm going to operate anymore. I'm going to choose for joy. I'm going to choose for love. I'm going to choose with creating my life with great ease. And some women have said to me they take exception to the word create, but it means a certain level of responsibility for the quality of your life. That's what
Yeah.
create means to me.
Hmm.
So, so much can be done from here. And
That's awesome.
we can put a class together whenever you are
Yeah.
ready.
Well,
I,
you know what? We just have to figure out how many people are watching the videos, and I want you guys to share, to comment. I will do a YouTube of this so you are able to share it, but definitely comment. And if you guys want to get a hold of Shelley, you know, just get her, connect with her on Facebook. We're going to put all those links at the bottom so you're able to connect with her on Facebook. And you know, she's out there. She's here to help us, or you know, like what she's doing. I mean, she normally charges people, so it's really nice for her to come here and have these conversations with me, and so you guys can listen to it and see what she's all about and what she has to offer everybody out there from around the world. So I want to thank you, Shelley, once again for coming out and sharing with us today, and look forward to a couple weeks. We'll be back for sure.
thank you so much, Doris. You are a joy, and I can't wait to see what's next, what we're going to do together.
Thank you. Be
Okay,
blessed. Thanks.
you here. Much
Okay,
love
bye
to
everybody.
everybody and the entire audience out there. They're wonderful women.
Thank you.